What's happening with the CPI and how is this really affecting the crypto markets? What comes first, the egg or the chicken? We're going to take a look at this today and kind of really analyze what we can expect coming up. Welcome, my free thinking rebels. This is your host, Stefan Subero, the Holistic Growth Mentor. And today I'm out of the studio. I'm in another studio, but still in a studio. Hope you like my new backdrop. Shout out to Luis for helping me with the lighting today because I was doing a very bad job. But I hope it looks good. Don't mind the hair right now. Yeah, not a good hair day for me. But that's not what we come here for. We are here to help you, new crypto investors, safely get into the space, make sure that you diversify, create passive income, and make sure you don't F it up, right? Because you can easily F it up in this market if you don't know what you're doing. So let's take a look at the first article. So I always have a bit of a thought on what really comes first. Is the news really causing an action in the markets, or is this already priced in? Because we've been charting Bitcoin for a couple of weeks now, and we saw something really particular happening, right? So now that this has come out, the Bitcoin price has pumped 5% to 65,000 after CPI data. Let's take a look at what this means. We'll kind of analyze the charts afterwards, and we can you can come up with your decision. Again, what do you think? What do you feel? Now, the Bitcoin price has surged more than 5%, up to 65,000 on Wednesday in wake of the US CPI inflation data that showed moderating price pressure in April, supporting bets, just a bet, that the Fed will be able to ease interest rates a few times before the end of 2024. Is that going to be true? We don't know. They're betting on this to happen. Now, the rise in Bitcoin price came alongside a 0.9 jump to the new all-time high of the S&P 500. We have been seeing the S&P 500 growing steadily. It's above previous all-time highs. And normally this kind of works in correlation with crypto because we normally want to see a rise in the S&P because crypto traditionally follows the stock market. Almost not all the time, but it does a lot. Now, we're also seeing a drop in the US bond yields and the US dollar index. Now, this is correlation, right? We want to see money flowing out of bonds, money flowing out of the US dollar index coming into crypto. This is normally a general correlation that we will see in the market. Money flowing out of bonds and out of US, money going into crypto, going into the stock market. Simple, easy, there's nothing much to say about this. Now, if we jump into the charts right now, look, we've been following this breakdown of this W pattern since the end of April, right? And this was my overall, we kind of saw that the W pattern had been very, very effective reversal signs whenever we are in a bullish market. Now, are we still out of the dark waters? No, we're not. Yes, we have broken out of this W pattern, so it's consolidating right now. And right now we have a bull flag, which normally potentially can bring us above these two levels. But we do have a lot of resistance ahead of us. Like I've said before, until we break that $70,000 mark, we could potentially just come back down and range within this downwards trend. Because until we have a clean break out of this downwards trend, find support above the $70,000, I believe it's more likely that we get rejected, come back down, maybe we get supported here again. We'll have to wait and see. Now, overall in the market, is there enough volume to support such a massive breakup? Now, not really. Like we can see some money starting to flow back in through the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We had a pretty decent couple of days, 131 million, 133 million of inflow in the last 2 days. But if we look at the prior weeks, look, hasn't been that great, right? So I keep saying this, until we start to see more of this happening again, personally, I think we will have more of the sideways action happening in the price action. Now, on another set of news, we can see Mr. Andrew Tate. He says he's going to put 100 million into Bitcoin and leave fiat completely. What do you think? Do you think this is true? Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Andrew Tate, he's a cool guy. He seems to be doing cool stuff. Definitely 100 million in Bitcoin to leave the fiat system. Smart thing to do. if you really want to get away from traditional finance, if you want to create sovereignty for yourself, if you want to be able to live bankless, the easiest way to do this is through Bitcoin. Definitely, I'll suggest use the link in the description if you want to learn a little bit more about how we can help you. This is about the spot Ethereum ETF. Highly anticipated. Let's look at this report from CNBC. What could potentially be happening? I think we have until the 23rd of May. It doesn't look too good, but let's see how this should play out.
The SEC has to approve, deny, or delay VanEck's application for a spot Ethereum ETF by May 23rd. That's the drop dead date. So what's going to happen? Let's talk with Rick Edelman. He's the head of the Digital Asset Council of Financial Professionals, former head of Edelman Financial Engines, the biggest RIA in the country at the time. Rick, May 23rd, drop dead date. Approve, deny, or delay?
Deny.
Deny.
Yeah, there's no question. I would be astonished if the SEC said yes at this point. We're looking at traffic between the SEC and VanEck. And typically, as you approach a deadline, if they're intending to approve, there's a lot of email, a lot of meetings back and forth as they hone in on the application, get all the T's and I's the way they want them. That's not happening. There's relatively low level.
That's good. So that's the tell. Crickets from the SEC means bad news.
It just means they're not ready yet. They're busy with other things. They're going to kick the can. They have an opportunity to delay this decision, and they're going to do it probably until the end of the year.
Now, when the spot Bitcoin ETFs were denied by the SEC, remember that happened. They were successfully sued on the grounds that they had approved Bitcoin futures ETFs, and the court said since they were similar products, they had to approve the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Right. But we already have approved Ethereum futures. Isn't the same logic applicable here?
I believe it is, but this isn't going to cause the SEC to say no permanently. They're simply saying not yet, which is frankly in the Bitcoin world perfectly fine. The spot Bitcoin ETFs are still so new. There's so much attention there. So many firms are still racing to add these ETFs onto their platforms. The Ethereum ETFs, quite frankly, Bob, are a little bit of a distraction. So
little bit of a distraction. Let's drop it at this point. Look, this makes total sense in my opinion. I know we're all pushing for the spot Ethereum ETF because yes, we want to see more money flowing into Ethereum, which will allow more money to flow into the altcoins. This is true, but very great point he raises is that the spot Bitcoin ETFs still very new. We're still trying to find our legs, right? So this could technically true. It's true. It could be a big distraction. We want to see some consolidation first, and this would actually play out really, really well if we look at the Bitcoin overall market, right? If we look at it from the weekly standpoint, we just had the Bitcoin halving happen a couple of weeks ago. So we really want to find that leg, find that bottom. Traditionally, we normally get that downwards and sideways action before we get that massive price movement to the upside. So again, it will make total sense, and it would really bring more value, I think, to the market. If we have more of this consolidation, we see some more inflow again from the Bitcoin ETF, and then potentially at the end of the year, if we get that spot Ethereum ETF approved, I think this could cause really, really good effect in the market. Well, my free thinking rebels, that's all I got for you today. Again, if you like and enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. If you are prepared for the coming market cycle, remember, this could potentially be your last big opportunity. If you need help and guidance to get to that next level, go ahead, use the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. That's all I got. Stefan out.